Hi, this is Sarah from Sassarides, and I've had a lot of... I was so overwhelmed the last couple months. I experienced my second semester of a real college science class with my geology course through my high school, and it totally is kicking my butt. But, you know, I also had other things to do, like color guard, getting ready for college, and getting ready for graduation, and I needed time when I did have time, and I didn't get a whole lot of reading done. But today I'm going to talk about the books that I read in February and March. So here is my very, very, very late wrap-up. But, you know, I just got back from Disney, so whew, that was so much fun. I had never been to Disney, and I met Aladdin, and I'm gonna marry Aladdin, like, you don't understand. I am in love with that man. Anyway, let's talk about the books that I read in February. In February, my least favorite book of the month was Violet Storm by Lynn Rush, which was the third book in the Violent Night trilogy. I've talked about the trilogy before, earlier on in the year on my channel, and it's nothing special. It's one of those indie novels, series, whatever. It's about vampires and vampire hunters. It's kind of Buffy-ish, but not nearly as cool as Buffy, and to be honest, I gave the series a 2.5-star rating. I have my written reviews for it down below. You can check that out. And the last book in particular was very unfulfilling. Like, it just did absolutely nothing for me, and it left me feeling unsatisfied and just kind of eh. That's really how I felt. Like, I had no other thoughts than eh. So yeah, there was that one. And then I read Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, and if you don't want to hear about this, you can skip ahead. I totally understand. But I personally read this book because I wanted to connect to my religion and get a little bit more insight on one of the greatest writers of Christianity's thoughts. And this is more of a, you know, it was originally a radio show that was programmed during, I think, World War II, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I read this. And Lewis wrote this book as like a typecast of what he said. He changed a few things to fit reading material and not listeners' ears. But it's really, really, it's profound stuff. There's so many things that I learned from this novel. You know, there's a lot of points that I don't agree on, but there are also a lot of points that I do agree with. And I think that this is a great novel to people who are not sure where they're going in their religion or their faith, and they need to find like a stepping stone, as well as stepping stones to what makes you a better person. Like, this is a really helpful guide, I would say. And also, it's a truly beautiful book. It's gorgeous, and I loved it. One of my favorite quotes of all time is in this novel, and I definitely suggest picking this up if you are a fan of Lewis, or if, you know, you're looking to fulfill yourself in the way that this novel could, you know, provide. 4.25 stars for that one. And then I read, for my AP English class, The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. This book is super short. It's shorter than, like, this is the whole book. This is all text on it. This book is so short, and I absolutely love The Metamorphosis. I gave this 5 stars. The story of Gregor Samsa is so interesting, and there's so much to discuss in this, and I had a great time writing essays for this and discussing concepts of metamorphism. I think that's what I'm trying to, you know, articulate here. And it's just, you know, like, everything that is touched on in this novel, it's so hard to talk about when I'm not, like, fully immersed in this, because I'm kind of in another novel for my AP class, so I've moved on from, like, this mindset. But this is a fantastic novel, and it's not even a novel, it's a novella. Definitely pick this up. It's super short. It doesn't get enough credit, I think, as being a fantastic classic, but the story of Gregor Samsa's transformation into a cockroach is really, it's beautiful. And in my opinion, I think that as much as it can be seen as a tragedy, I think that he finally found freedom and I definitely recommend reading this one. And I also, in the month of February, finished my beautiful Harry Potter Illustrated edition. I can't talk. What is speaking? And I absolutely adore this. I had so much fun rereading Harry Potter, and I love the cover for the Chamber of Secrets. It's so cool. I can't wait to own that one as well. And I know that when I have children, this will be the edition that I'll start reading to them first, and because pictures, I mean, you can't pass that up, right? So, naturally, 5 stars. There were some editing mistakes in there that really kind of bothered me because I'm nitpicky like that, but whatever. It's Harry Potter with pictures! And Jim Kay, excellent, excellent artist. And then in March, I read, actually, let me talk about the short stories that I read in between March and February. I read a few of H.P. Lovecraft's stories and Great Tales of Horror. I won't go too much into it, but my favorites were The Call of Cthulhu, The Color Out of Space, which is still my favorite one so far, Lurking Fear, The Music of Eric Zahn, as well as The Thing on the Doorstep and The Germs in the Witch House. I'm going to do a full video review on all of these stories once I finish them. I haven't even started on At the Mountains of Madness, but I'm going to get to it, I promise. Hopefully I'll finish this before the end of the year. And then in March, I've been having a really great time reading books lately. I've been picking up books that I've loved. And I got The Beauty by, I honestly cannot read this. It's a graphic novel. Just type it in on Goodreads. I'm going to have the link below for you, so that's helpful, right? It's really cool. It's about this society where there's this STD and it's like AIDS, but it makes you beautiful. It's sexually transmitted, and once you get the beauty, you're absolutely beautiful. So everyone wants to be a beauty. But the problem is, the beauty is causing people to implode from the inside out, and it is so freaking gross and cool and dark and twisted, and I gave it 4.25 stars. Definitely recommend checking it out. I want to get my own copy of it because I thought the artwork was really sick and demented, and I love that kind of stuff. And then, for my English class, I read 1984 by George Orwell, and this is one of my favorite books of all time. This novel, I did a discussion on it recently with dystopian literature, and the video down below or here somewhere, and I don't know how to articulate my feels for this because this is such a horrifying novel, but it is such a beautiful novel. And if you have not read 1984, you need to get on it because, oh my god. And like, my copy is just decimated in like highlights and pin marks and notes, and I love this book so much. I am a hardcore Orwellian after reading this. And then my teacher recommended me Happy Endings by Margaret Atwood, which is this fantastic short story. It's like 4 pages long at the most, and it's a metafiction about a couple who goes through happy endings, and in the end you realize the only happy ending that there is that they both die. It's fantastic. I've read The Handmaid's Tale, but I'm not going to get to that until April's wrap up. 5 stars for Happy Endings, great stuff. I also read A Monster Calls by Jim Kay, Patrick Ness, and Concept by Siobhan Vivian Dowd. All these Siobhan authors. Anyway, I gave this 5 stars. This story is absolutely magnificent. There's so much, it's so beautiful. I don't want to talk about what it's about because I don't want to ruin this for anybody. This is an experience that you don't want to miss. Believe me, it's beautiful. And it's for everybody. Anybody who's dealt with grief and loss, they will find beauty in this story, and it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. So those are the books that I read in February and March, and I know I'm so behind, but I hope you're having a happy reading month for April, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye!